Welcome back to JT channel, and welcome to a very lazy version of JT's wrestling review. And no, I don't mean my hair or my StarCast t-shirt. I mean the fact that I don't have the notebook or anything. Instead, I've got WWE's YouTube channel put up in the background here, and I'm just going to kind of scroll up to make sure I get things in relative order. I'm probably going to miss a thing or two, and I do apologize. In case you're wondering, or if you care, I said I had a family emergency to attend to. I'm not going to tell you what that is. I feel like that's my business. But I was at a hospital for 6 hours. It wasn't for me, but I was there for 6 hours. That doesn't include how far away this hospital was. I didn't get home till like 7 o'clock at night yesterday. And I had to work in the morning, so I had to work for a few hours till like noon. Didn't get home till like 7. So I just didn't have the energy or the time, really, with the way my life works, to sit down and go through Raw bit by bit and write down all these notes or all that. So yeah, basically, I just didn't have the time, and then this morning I just felt like this is the easiest thing to do. It's already Wednesday. Putting up a Raw review on a Wednesday is what it is. But thank you to everybody who's been patient with me, and I'm just gonna kick things off. I got my remote here. Just gonna scroll through the YouTube channel. So I saw what happened. I watched Ups and Downs, which I will always plug on my channel. It's not like Simon and I are friends or anything, but I love Ups and Downs. That's where I got the idea from originally. So, Jey Uso kicked off Raw with Damian Priest. They had a decent back and forth. It was more like almost like a loving. It was weird. Instead of like yelling at each other like I'm going to beat you or you're going to beat me kind of stuff. Damian was more talking about something that happened when they wrestled back in the day, and how it's like, oh, here we are, we got next. And he's like, oh, I got next. But anyway, super short version. JD McDonough comes out. Jay goes to super kick him. McDonough moves. He super kicks Priest instead. But they've been teasing. We're kind of expecting Priest to get out of Judgment Day eventually. Anyway, sorry, there's like a weird cut there. So yeah, it was a decent opening to the show for sure. I'm looking forward to the match. I said it before and I'll say it again. I wouldn't even mind if Damian Priest lost. I do think he deserves a longer title reign than just like Mania to Backlash. There's like 3 weeks or something between those two pay-per-views, or like barely a month, whatever it was. But I wouldn't mind Jey Uso being World's Champion. It won't happen, but we'll see. It'll be a fun match, a decent opening to the show. Then you had the, I believe, the YouTube channel shows that next up. Well, yeah. So I know there were 2 tag matches. Again, I'm so many apologies. I could have looked up the order of all this crap. But I know that there were 2 tag matches. You had DIY going for the tag team titles, and you had the stuff with the New Day and Imperium. Again, it's going to be out of order. I'm apologizing profusely to whoever decides to watch this video all the way through. DIY lost the tag team title match. It wasn't a super long match. Afterwards, they all hugged and stuff, except Ciampa. Seems like he's angry, so maybe he's going to go heel again. Either DIY is going to go heel, which will be really interesting. We've seen Gargano as a heel with The Way, but seeing a heel DIY would be completely different. Or we're going to do Ciampa and Gargano all over again, which I'm fine with. I know a lot of people didn't like the one final beat match or how long that rivalry went on, but there were good bits in it. So if we're going to do it on the main roster, I think Triple H will do it differently this time. I think he's learned. But either way, fine tag match from the stuff I saw. Again, I kind of missed Raw, but from what I saw, it was really good. Love Awesome Truth. I picked them to be the champions, and I'm happy they are. Then you had this promo, basically, where Gunther comes out with Imperium, and he says he's going to enter the King of the Ring. He doesn't talk about WrestleMania, blah, 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 blah. New Day interrupts. Great back and forth. These 2 teams have gone at it a few times over the last year or so. But basically, Gunther's going to go and be in the King of the Ring. Xavier Woods is going to be in King of the Ring. Super excited for the King and Queen of the Ring tournaments. Always love them, even when they're bad. Then you had the match, New Day versus Imperium, which New Day really didn't want to do because they're tired of facing Imperium all the time. New Day wins. Again, blowing through this, I didn't actually watch it. But I did watch Giovanni Vinci get murdered by Ludwig Kaiser. They just beat he beat the shit out of him. He really did. He had this one point where he like ran around the ring and kneed or kicked his head into the steel steps. It was brutal. Then he walked to the back and Gunther was impressed. Gunther was like, it's the face he made. I can't make it as good as Gunther did. Definitely looking forward to what happens next with all that. I don't know if they're going to get a new member of Imperium or if Vinci's going to have to prove himself. No idea. Let's see. Then they had a couple of things here. Lots happened over the next little bit. Bronson Reed assaulted Sami Zayn. Again, this is completely out of order. I have to keep pointing that out. But I don't mean to keep repeating myself, just in case people miss it, because sometimes I talk fast. Like I said, I didn't watch Raw. I'm just going through their YouTube channel, so I know sometimes that stuff's out of order. Bronson Reed beats the hell out of Sami Zayn. Then you have this great Sheamus-Drew McIntyre back and forth. It was great, mostly because Drew was like intense here, and he's staying in that good character. Sheamus is great, obviously, but there's something really special about Drew. There has been ever since CM Punk came back, and he had the CM Punk feud going on now. Sheamus has been great always. I know he's only had one match since he's been back, but him and Drew working together again is a really good idea. Sorry. Whether they like team up or fight or whatever, Drew's also going to be in King of the Ring. He stayed at ringside for the next match, which was Sheamus versus Shinsuke Nakamura. I did watch a bit of that. It was Sheamus versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Of course, it was going to be really good. And it was pretty obvious, Shinsuke's been losing a lot, and Sheamus just got back. So that was always going to end the way it was going to end. Sheamus wins. So all that stuff, I know I just kind of clumped it together, but it was really good. Bronson Reed going back for the Intercontinental title. You got Drew and Sheamus being in the same program again, so that'll be fun. Then you had Chad Gable, who came out and admitted he lost and was like, "Oh, everything was fine until Sami just disrespected me in my mind." And then he said he was too busy training Sami Zayn and training a bunch of idiots, which is the Alpha Academy. And then he yelled at the Alpha Academy. He yelled at Tozawa. He yelled at Maxime Dupree. He yelled at Otis. And now basically he's going to try to force them to help him get the Intercontinental Championship back, whether they like it or not. Basically. Again, super short version. Also throughout the night we had a bunch of clips and interviews with the women taking part in the Women's World Championship Battle Royal. That was going to be the main event. That just throughout the night, everybody had a cool little face-off with Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio. Apparently Dom's injured. I'd also like to take this opportunity real quick, now that I'm thinking about it. I was going to start the video with this, but it kind of left. Send all my well wishes to the other released superstars. I didn't realize all of Indus had been released. I also didn't know Von Wagner got released, and of course, news broke last night, I think, that Cameron Grimes, aka Trevor Lee, has been released. All of these people, all of them are going to land on their feet. Trevor Lee especially, Cameron Grimes, whatever you want to call them. He was great before WWE, and he'll be great from here on out whenever he gets to go back onto the independent scene, or maybe he'll show up in TNA or AEW, something like that. But we had this really fun tag team match. It was supposed to be JD O'Donnell and Dominic Mysterio against Andrade and Ricochet, but since Dom was hurt, he was replaced by Santos Escobar. So that was cool. Obviously, that match was always going to be good, but in the end, Andrade and Ricochet picked up the win. Damian Priest came out and beat the hell out of both of Andrade and Ricochet, trying to send a message, trying to see Judgment Day is still on top, and all that stuff, because he's now the leader of Judgment Day now that Rhea Ripley's injured. So obviously that all needed to happen. So that, we all know Judgment Day is still established, although I do believe Damian Priest is likely on his way out of the group. That, or they're going to kick JD, and everything's going to be just crazy. It's going to be crazy Judgment Day no matter what. Then we get to our main event, where it was the Women's Battle Royal. I don't have everyone memorized. I I mentioned Simon Miller a minute ago. I did just watch his ups and downs, so I do know some of the spots. Some of the bigger spots. I know that Becky was slammed under the announce table, and then Nia Jax went to put Piper Niven through the announce table. The announce table didn't break like it was supposed to, and all the referees were distracted by what was happening. Chelsea Green was eliminated, but none of the officials saw it, so she went back in the ring, which I always love. Battle Royals, Royal Rumbles always have stupid-ass rules, and that's one of them. But, as I've already mentioned, this is going to be a super short video because it's the laziest one I'll ever do. In the end, Becky Lynch wins. She did the manhandle slam to Liv on the apron, which is the hardest part of the ring, and Liv fell to the floor after they had both gone over the top. So, and I'm really happy for Becky. She's now a 7-time women's champion, and like Simon said as well, at one point Becky was going to beat Rhea at WrestleMania, but the powers that be, they changed their minds because Rhea was too popular, and I agreed with that. You know, Rhea deserved to win at WrestleMania. Sucks that she got injured the very next freaking day. But I'm very happy for Becky Lynch. There are people that are complaining, saying that, like, oh, it could have been anyone else. Who? Make a good argument as to why someone else should have won. I don't just shout, you know, that Becky's been champion now 7 times or whatever. The way the stories have been moving, if you put the title on someone else, storyline-wise, it wouldn't have made any sense. Becky makes perfect sense. You know, she lost her shot at WrestleMania, but was able to regain the championship in a Battle Royal. Like, you know, oh, she couldn't beat Rhea Ripley, but she was able to win this Battle Royal. And she's got plenty of challengers. I mean, she last eliminated Liv Morgan, and I would have voted Liv as the other person to win that Battle Royal. And also, this is just a personal thing. I'm not trying to, like, do a shots fired or a hot take, but it seems to me the people that are complaining about Becky Lynch being Women's World Champion are the same people that praise Jon Moxley for never taking time off when AEW needed his help. And I'm not trying to start an argument. There's been at least 2 occasions that I can think of, maybe 3, where Jon Moxley was supposed to go on, like, vacation or take some well-needed time off. Something happened, yes, usually involving CM Punk, and he came back in to be their world's champion or to be in a feud or whatever. That's what Becky's doing here. Rhea was likely going to carry the entire women's division on both shows, really, into the future until they picked the perfect challenger to take the title off her. Instead, she got hurt. Becky was supposed to take time off with Seth, and they would take time with their daughter. She stepped in to be champion for now, and I think that's commendable for anyone that does it. So even if you don't like the fact that it's Becky, if you wanted, like, Liv or me, I actually kind of wanted Nia Jax. I know people still don't like her, but this is the best run she's ever had in WWE. So I would love to see her dominate as champion. But Becky's one of my favorite female wrestlers of all time. Therefore, I was always going to be happy with this decision. So overall, very strange episode of Monday Night Raw, but I still enjoyed it. I do think the opening promo with Damian and Jay needs a little more oomph. There wasn't much oomph in all that, but it was fun to watch. So I guess that's it. I enjoyed what I saw of Raw. Again, I apologize one last apology for how I had to do this. Just yesterday was an insane day. Monday night was crazy. But I will be watching All Elite Wrestling tonight, Dynamite, and I will give you my reactions to that tomorrow. Now, tomorrow's review will be up late. I do work the next 3 days, so I'll try to take the notes the best I can during the show, and then tomorrow, likely late afternoon, early evening, these videos will be up, and that's what I tried to point out about this. Maybe I'll make a video about that, about the times of these videos. But that's it. I hope you all enjoyed Monday Night Raw and NXT. I'm going to look around. My wife's right next to me, so she won't understand this, but I got 3 words for you. Whoop that trick. I am so excited she is the NXT champion. Obviously, tonight, AEW Dynamite. Enjoy that as well. But until then, this is JT Channel. I am JT, and I will see you next time.